Hello, everybody, and welcome to December 2022. Can you believe we are in the home stretch of the year? My name is Deanna Durrell, intuitive relationship coach, spiritual mentor from goddess.com. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe so you never miss any videos on how to trust and love yourself. And today we're going to talk about what you can expect for the month ahead. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently than normal. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the entire month instead of one for every week. And the cards are going to be as follows. The first card is what you need to know. The second card is information about a potential could be stopping you from reaching your full potential in the month. And then the third card is going to be additional information. I'm also going to give you some dates to watch out for. And for this particular month, I'm going to be using Lucy Cavendish, Beautiful Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. If you're looking for a new deck, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites. And I don't know which cards I'm going to pull either. That's part of the fun. But the theme of the month is making space for what matters. Making space for what matters. So it is really a time for all of us to really sink into ourselves, to dig deep into our hearts, and really identify and discern what are we going to carry with us, what do we want to nourish, nurture, develop, and what needs to be discarded, honored, released, stored away, deleted, eliminated from your life. And as it relates to relationships, a lot of you have been asking me, what can I do to bring in my person? I'm ready for marriage, or I'm ready for a committed relationship. I feel like I'm doing all the right things, but yet nothing is happening. Look at where you may need to make space for what you really want. And it may come in another area. So let's say you really want a committed relationship, but when you do a scan of the other areas of your life, you're not committed to, I don't know, I'm making this up, but like maintaining a healthy fitness routine, or you're not consistent with when, you follow up with friends, or maybe, you flake on social engagements. Like, where do you need to clean up your act? And we all need to be honest with ourselves. We're in Sagittarius season. Sag is all about getting straight to the point, cutting out the fat, like saying it how it is. I call it the New York vibe. I'm from New York, so I can say that. But in order to make space for what matters, you have to identify what doesn't matter anymore. What have you been holding on to because somebody else told you you should, because you feel guilty letting it go, or you don't want to make waves, right? Maybe it served you up to this point, and for whatever reason, it is not feeling good. It is not feeling expansive. It's time, right, to eliminate those things. So we have 2 dates I want you to write down, December 7th and December 23rd. December 7th is the full moon in Gemini. And this is we all have a responsibility for how we communicate. The words that you say, the words that you think, and also what you allow and receive in has power. And Gemini is a sign of communication. It's about getting creative with how you communicate. And on the 7th, it's really an opportunity to come complete with those ways of being and communicating that don't serve you anymore. So where do you need to mix it up? Where are people just not getting the message? And we all have our preferred method of communication. If you've been trying to get a hold of somebody on the phone and they just want to text you back, then can you release judgments around them texting you back and just start texting them? Like, speak their language to connect, instead of making a story about why they're not getting back to you or why it's hard, etc., etc. And so it's a good time around the 7th, 8th, and 9th to just look and take inventory of the different ways that you're trying to communicate and express yourself, and see where they may be up for a revamp. And then towards the end of the month, right before Christmas, the 23rd, we've got a beautiful new moon early in the morning, like 3:16 a.m. Pacific, in Sagittarius. This is about new vistas, it's about new energy. And with relationships, it's saying, can you be big and bold and not be afraid to put your heart on the line if need be? Can you make it obvious to somebody how you feel instead of trying to slink back and like make them guess what you're thinking, right? It's all about being transparent and going for what you want. Finally, knowing that you're worthy, that you can have it. All right, with that, the first card is what you need to know. And I got mountain lights. As I'm showing you the cards, you will probably get your own messages. And the little message underneath says light beings, portals, and subtle energies. So what you need to know is that there's something beautiful at the very end of the month that you can't yet see. It's like your crowning jewel that you may be saying, oh gosh, I'm never going to have this. Maybe I should just give up. And because it's a mountain, right, it's all about the incremental steps that you take to get to the top. So this is a reminder that you need to keep going. You need to recommit to the dreams of your heart and know and believe that you can have it, that you're worthy to have it. And as you know that, as you operate from that, you will be shown the next steps to climb the mountain to get to the top. And you may even have to, take an alternative route. Maybe, you climb the tree and then jump to the spot on the mountain. Like, it doesn't have to look like a straight line. Life rarely does. Many of you too are really tapping more into your spirituality and looking at where you can kind of bridge the divide between the spiritual world and the material world, right? This tree represents like the material, the tangible, the things you can see, like money, your house, the clothes on your back, right? Like the touch of, your loved one on you, whatever it is, with the ethereal, the intangible, your intuition. And so this month is an interesting hybrid of that. You need to know that you're going to be like asked to redraw the boundaries between those two worlds so that they can come together a little bit more efficiently. All right, let's see what could be blocking you this month. Another one that looks almost identical, but not. Skyfire. Look at that. And there's like a face in the cloud mist here. It says messages, channels, and information. And it's an 11. So you guys know I do numerology. 11 is about a gateway. It's about portals, which this first card mentioned, and that connection to your current path versus the path of your past or the path of the future that has yet to be created. So what could be blocking you are your own obsessions, fixations on what already happened, or conversely, worrying, that anxiety about what hasn't happened but what may occur. In short, the advice to heal your blocks this month is to stay present, stay in your body, do the things that bring you back to you, that take you out of fear, that take you out of doubt, that take you out of your head, so that you can really tune in, because it's such a powerful month that is rich for receiving messages, for receiving signs and omens. But if you are too stressed to see it, you're going to miss out, okay? And then finally, additional information. Love it. The meditation. So it's this lady in a forest. She's just sitting very peacefully. Peace, relief, and sanctuary, and the 26. So the 26 is about abundance. It adds up to the number 8. It's about infinite possibilities. Where can you imagine a future much better than your mind can fathom? Like, what's the best that can happen? Instead of always looking at what's the worst that can happen, what's the best that can happen? And really expecting that, by the end of the month, you're going to have some major clarity shed, like literally light shed on you about a certain relationship, about a certain thing that you've been asking for, and you'll be prepared to hear the answers, right? If you take the time to really dive deep, filter out what's not important, and then be willing to stay in the void, in the space where you can hear yourself and you can hear messages. All right? So I'm curious, what's one intention that you have for yourself this month? And how can we support you? What's one action you're committed to taking? If you would like, drop that in below And I am so excited to just be opening up space for a select number of you for private coaching. If you already know I'm in an up level, I'm in a transition, I'm ready to go to that next level, I'm not sure how to do it, or I'm not sure if I can do it. One of my specialties is helping you with your confidence, helping you with your spiritual alignment, and also really honing your feminine magic so that you're not pushing and you're not forcing, but you're allowing and feeling safe to receive and confident in how you hear those messages from your intuition so you know what steps to take and which ones are just really a waste of time. So if you're interested in coaching, definitely check out the link below and schedule a complimentary introduction call. There's absolutely no obligation to, purchase or invest in services or any products from me. It's really a conversation to see what are your biggest dreams? What are your goals? Am I the person to help you? And I would love to have that conversation with you. So check it out. And just to recap, the theme of December is making space for what matters. Anything that doesn't matter to you shouldn't get your energy. Bottom line. Plain and simple Sagittarius language. There you go. All right. I love you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it with a friend, and check out the website at thedancinggoddess.com. I will see you soon. Lots of love.